In 521, a child was born in Gartan, Donegal, destined to change history. His name was Crimthan, Fox, but the world would know him as Columba, the Dove. Born a prince of the Uí Néill, Columba had royal blood and a claim to Ireland's throne. Legend says an angel prophesied his words would save souls across the land. Marked for the church, he was fostered by the priest Cruithne Khan, learning faith and wisdom. Columba stood at the crossroads of old Gaelic tradition and new Christian faith. Both prince and priest, warrior and scholar, he was born to lead. His faith and authority would shape Celtic Christianity for centuries. Columba's journey was just beginning. Columba's hunger for knowledge led him to Ireland's great monastic schools. At Movilla, under St. Finian, he was ordained deacon and learned the art of copying manuscripts. In Leinster, he studied poetry and Gaelic tradition, blending faith with native culture. At Clonard, he joined the 12 Apostles of Ireland and was ordained priest. Columba spent hours copying psalms and gospels, seeing each letter as a prayer. His passion for books would soon lead to conflict. His love for holy books set him on a new, unexpected path. Columba's story was about to take a dramatic turn. As a priest, Columba returned to Ulster, driven to spread the faith. He founded monasteries, starting with Derry, his beloved Oak Grove sanctuary. He built churches at Durrow and Kells, creating spiritual fortresses across Ireland. These monasteries were vibrant centers of prayer, learning, and craftsmanship. Monks farmed, healed, and preserved both Christian texts and Gaelic heritage. Columba led by example, inspiring loyalty and devotion. His love for books was legendary and fateful. A dispute arose when he secretly copied a psalter from his old master, Finian. The High King ruled, "To every cow its calf, to every book its copy." The judgment went against Columba, fueling clan tensions. The conflict over a book would soon ignite a bloody feud. Columba's dual nature, warrior and abbot, came to the fore. His monasteries became beacons in a land wrestling with its past. The crisis over the Psalter would change his life forever. Columba's mission was about to cross the sea. The prince-priest's next chapter would be written in exile. The fate of Ireland and Scotland hung in the balance. The Psalter dispute sparked war between Columba's clan and the High King. The Battle of Culdreimhne left thousands dead. Columba was blamed for the bloodshed. Racked with guilt, he accepted exile as penance, never to see Ireland again. He was to win as many souls as had died in battle. In 563, Columba and 12 companions set sail for Scotland, leaving Ireland behind. He would not land until the coast was out of sight, a clean break from his homeland. The journey was both punishment and calling. Columba's mission: bring the gospel to the pagan Picts and Scots. The warrior prince became a humble missionary. His pain would become a blessing for a new nation. The exile transformed him, forging a new purpose. He left behind power and privilege for a life of service. The green hills of Ireland faded. A new chapter began on foreign shores. Columba's journey was now one of redemption. His exile would shape the destiny of Scotland. The greatest test of his faith had begun. The dove was about to bring light to the darkness. Columba and his companions landed on Iona, a windswept island in the Hebrides. Here he built a monastery that would change history. Life was harsh, thin soil, wild weather, but the monks farmed, fished, and prayed. Iona became a beacon of faith and learning in a dark age. Monks trained on Iona spread Christianity across Scotland and beyond. God was working through his holy servant produced masterpieces like the Book of Kells. Columba was the heart of the community, abbot, leader, and spiritual father. He was known for prayer, charity, and miracles. His voice carried authority. His presence inspired devotion. Iona's influence reached far, shaping the culture and faith of the region. Columba's leadership forged a new spiritual center. The island became a powerhouse of evangelism and culture. From exile, Columba's light spread across nations. His legacy was built on discipline, devotion, and vision. Iona's story was Columba's greatest work. The dove's light pierced the pagan darkness. A new era had begun. Columba's influence reached beyond the monastery walls. The Church of Rome could never allow the light of pure apostolic Christianity in contrast to the darkness of impure and corrupted apostolic Christianity, the mother of which is the Romanized papal church headquartered in Rome, to shine anywhere, for that would reveal her one religion to be apostasy. Pope Gregory I in 596 sent the imperious monk Augustine with 40 other monks to Britain. Dr. A. Ebrard says of this mission, Gregory well knew that there existed in the British Isles, yea, in a part of the Roman dominion, a Christian church, and that his Roman messengers would come in contact with them. By sending these messengers, he was not only intent upon the conversion of the heathen, but from the very beginning he was also bent upon bringing this Irish-Scotch church, which had hitherto been free from Rome, in subjection to the papal chair. Columbia's royal blood made him a key political figure. He secured Dal Riata's independence using diplomacy and faith. In 574, he consecrated King Aidan mac Gabrain on Iona, the first Christian king-making in Britain. This act forged a sacred bond between kings and the church. Columba became a kingmaker, shaping the destiny of Scotland. He also journeyed to the Pictish king Bride, winning respect and protection for missionaries. Columba built bridges between Gaels and Picts, fostering peace and unity. His diplomacy laid the groundwork for a unified Scottish nation. Columba's leadership was both spiritual and strategic. He was a shaper of kingdoms, not for personal gain, but for the good of the people, of bringing the gospel and dispelling darkness. His actions set powerful precedents for church opposed to the papal decrees facing the British Isles. Columba's peacemaking changed the course of history. The saint's vision united peoples and faiths. He proved a man of God could also be a maker of nations. In his final days, Columba's body weakened, but his spirit endured. He blessed the harvest, finished his last psalm, and gave his final blessing to his monks. On June 9th, 597, Columba died in prayer, his life of penance complete. His observance of the Sabbath, resting on Saturday, was a hallmark of Celtic Christianity. Professor James C. Moffat, D.D., professor of church history at Princeton, says, "It seems to have been customary in the Celtic churches of early times, in Ireland as well as Scotland, to keep Saturday, the Jewish Sabbath, as a day of rest from labor. They obeyed the fourth commandment literally upon the seventh day of the week." The Church in Scotland, PSR 140, Philadelphia, 1882. Iona became a beacon, preserving faith and learning for centuries. Kings of Scotland, Ireland, and Norway chose burial near Columba's bones. He is revered as a patron saint of Ireland and the Apostle of Scotland. The monasteries he founded drove the Christianization of Scotland and northern England. Iona's light shone through Europe's darkest times. Columba's legacy is immense. Warrior prince, penitent exile, scholar saint. He became a father to two nations. His life bridged worlds, united peoples, and shaped history. The dove's flight changed the course of faith and culture. Columba's story endures in every church, every book, every prayer. His mission lives on in the hearts of those he inspired. The Prince of Donegal became a legend for all time.